How are you brothers and sisters doing out there today? Blessings to my brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, for those who don't know, I'm Elder Ricard Shaw of the Gathering of Christ Church. Is there what? Is there a connection between what they were giving people and the coming mark of the beast, or the current mark of the beast? That's what we're going to be discussing today. According to the Bible, there's a link. Some people might ask, well, what do you mean? According to the Bible, Elder Ricard Shaw, there's a link. Well, you have to understand that in the Bible, the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, it says, you will not be able to buy or sell unless you get that mark of the beast.
Okay, we're here today from Let the UK Live, Let London Live, and a whole lot of other groups in Aldi Shop and Go, Greenwich, where they are insisting on nobody can buy anything here unless they download an app and join a digital currency regime. I've attempted to buy some strawberries and he will not accept cash. These places must be closed down, because if we don't close them down, they'll come all over England and UK and the world, and then we will not be able to have our freedom with cash. So get in touch. Keep cash, keep cash, keep cash, keep cash. And resist, defy, do not comply. I'm going to buy some strawberries, and I'm offering exactly the right amount of money here on the help desk. So you people take that money, £1.90, and I will take my strawberries outside.
You can't take that. You can't take that. Police is on their way. You can't take that. Police is on their way. You can't take that.
I paid by legal tender.
No, don't break the door. Do not break the door.
No, don't touch. I paid by legal tender, and I am going out with my strawberries. And I'm going to eat them. I'm going to eat my strawberries. I paid by legal tender in this dystopian place.
Yeah, we have no duty to check out.
Okay.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because you should be able to, spend your eye, one here, come on. You should be able to spend wherever you want. This is an absolute joke.
You want one, mate?
Thank you.
Right? Now, and of course, we know the medical procedure that we just went through isn't the mark of the beast itself. But everything the Bible stated, not being able to buy or sell, not being able to communicate or socialize or be barred out of society, stores closing down and all these others, being shamed by loved ones because you choose not to get a medical procedure. That whole psychological operation is a pretext to what the whole world will experience when the mark of the beast is rolled out. So that was a beta test. That was stage one, ground zero for what the world will experience when the mark of the beast is rolled out.
Take whatever you like.
So there is a medical component to this, because why? You're going to have to go to your DMV, your doctor's office, or the supermarkets where you have food to get the mark of the beast administered into you.
How does it work?
Or you can go to a tattoo parlor.
Deep learning algorithms.
Okay? There'll be private doctors and hospitals with licenses to administer the mark of the beast. Well, guess what? The pandemic allowed all of that infrastructure to get set up so that when it's rolled out, you'll already understand where to go. I never understood why they would put supermarkets,
No checkout. No.
put drugs in supermarkets. Those used to be two separate businesses, folks. Why would you put vaccines or drugs in a supermarket if it's not connected? One day, hypothetically, there could come a time where in order for you to get your food, you're going to have to mosey on over to the counter to get your shot in order to shop in the supermarket. If you want to go out and have a good time socializing with your family, supermarket, or at a nice restaurant, well, they did a beta test for that too. They said if you didn't have the vaccine card during this time, the satanic, crazed out liberals, the Democrats was pushing this because a lot of the money was going through under their NGOs so they can siphon money out of the government that still people haven't figured out where all this money went. Well, this was a part of it also. Remember when they told people unless you had a vaccine card, you couldn't go into you couldn't go into a fine restaurant, fine dining? Remember that? Huh? And how stupid that looked. Here it is. You had to wear your mask at the hostess desk. But only then you had to walk through the restaurant and could only take off your mask when you sat down at your table. How ridiculous that was. As if COVID was going to stay within your table parameters. The parameters of your table. Right? And then in order for you to go to the bathroom, you had to put your mask back on like little 3-year-old children, grade school children, to go to the bathroom. Okay? It was an exercise of what? Full control over the population. And everyone was lockstep. And here's the crazy part about it. They could not have done anything unless the citizens complied or carried the water or was fearful based on what they were saying on the television. They would have to wrap the whole thing up if people didn't agree with it. If everyone kept their stores open and everybody kept going back and forth and interacting with people because you had the freedom to. They would have had to try something else.
Put that money into an S&P 500 and reinvested the dividends, you'd come up with something like $17 billion.
But folks, wait till you hear the percentages of numbers of people who died, not before the vaccine rollout, but after it was rolled out. We're going to go over that. Now, why did I title this, Many have taken the mark of the beast?
Reducing their transmission to other people and allowing
Many have taken the mark of the beast already. Will you? Why did I title it like that? Well, look at this.
You get almost no infection going on.
And I'm going to show this. I will show this on Patreon. Already, brothers and sisters, already. How many? 50,000 people have already received microchip implants.
Implants are a very versatile technology that can be used for many different things. And right now it's very convenient to have a COVID passport always accessible on your implant.
in the United States. 50,000 and counting. Which means there's many people walking in your supermarkets, Amazon, and all of this, and they're just moving their hand over where your card reader is, and that's how they're paying for their products already and counting. Now, this is how it all comes together. I thank the Most High for giving us some insight from the beginning. Before there was YouTube, we told people out on the street what they were going to do, how they were going to roll this whole thing out. And folks, this is why they kept deleting our channel. Because they was wondering, how could these people, these black people from the ghetto, who've been educated under our schools, how were they able to put all this together even before the technology had been rolled out? They must have known the God of the Hebrews are talking to his people. This is why they kept deleting our channel time after time, even though we're not what? We're not radical. We don't talk down against other races of people. We respect all people. So they couldn't use radicalization or claiming that we are hating white people and all that, because that's not what we do. We teach the Bible. Folks, they were censoring the Gathering of Christ Church before the censorship you have seen since COVID and all that. When they was taking down channels, folks, they were doing that on YouTube against us just because we were able to connect the dots. We told people years ago, don't go for this terrorist crap they're telling you. How can they claim Arabs are terrorists and all this others when they're letting Arabs erect mosques in every major city? Right where I live, every place I see, there's mosques and Arabs. And this was after. How does this link to the mark of the beast? Well, for those who have been following the Gathering of Christ Church since about 2008, 2009, when they started putting our videos online, I went on a national tour to a few cities, to a lot of cities, and I had a teaching that a lot of it is online all over the place. People have cut, paste, and put my videos all over the place, right? There was a series I did called Path to the Mark. In the midst of that, we were in Washington, D.C. area. And we were at a family's house, highly affluent family, seemed like they were doing good, nice big house. All of them worked for the government. And there was a sister there in particular. And I said, listen, they're going to roll out the mark of the beast, where you're not going to be able to go to the supermarkets. You're not going to be do anything unless you get this mark. And at that time, God's people are going to have to exercise faith.